Hey guys, welcome back to Pompoween. Today, as you can see, we've got this cute little devil girl, and it's actually inspired by an artist named VALFRE. This character of hers is called Lucy, which I imagine is short for Lucifer, and she's just, she's a little bit of a rebel. So if you want to see how I did this, keep watching. But before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe. It would really mean a lot to me to show your support. This 31 days of Halloween thing has been really hard. So without further ado, let's get to it. So I started off by blocking out my eyebrows, but they weren't completely dry yet, but I was tired of waiting, so I started with a makeup. Taking the red wolf face paint and just painting my entire body with it. There's not much to this, I'm just using a flat brush, and I totally remind myself of Britney Spears with that red catsuit. You know what I'm talking about? That's what it felt like. And just paint everywhere. Don't forget your ears. And I'm working from the bottom up because, as I said, I was waiting for my eyebrows to dry. So I figured I'd start with a body and work my way up from there. Don't forget to do your nose as well, even if it's super uncomfortable. Okay, now that the eyebrows are almost dry, you can still see they're a little bit purple. I'm going to powder them to set them. And now that they're set, I'm going to go ahead and paint over them. If you have really dark brows, you might need to do some color correction for this. But the only color in mine peeking through was the glue, and that's going to dry clear, so... Then I'm applying a second layer of the red because, as you can see, it dries down a little bit patchy and I want it to be as uniform as possible. So second layer on the face as well. And you can see that the patches dry kind of dark. So to fix that, I'm going to go in with some cream color. I mixed together the peach and the yellow from the Makeup Forever Flash palette to start doing my highlights. Now, I thought this looked kind of ashy. I didn't really like what the peach was doing on top of the red, but I figured I'd do the base of my highlight with this anyway. And then I decided to go in with the NYX SFX cream color in the color yellow over top that to try to see if I could get some of that ashiness away. I just wanted to add the yellow to try to make it a more orangey tone to see if it would help. Then I'm using my finger to pat it onto my brow bone, and I'm doing this because I don't want the brow cover to move. I'm trying to be very careful with this, and I find that blending with my fingers gets a more even application, so I just did a little bit of that all over. Then to try to get rid of the dark patchiness, I went with the NYX SFX cream paint in the color red. And again, I'm just using my fingers to pat it all over. I'm basically going over all the spots that look a little bit darker. So it's kind of all over my face, but this does help to kind of even out the tone a little bit. I'm also applying it around my eyes because this will be a good base for my eyeshadows. I didn't want to apply face paint there because face paint is not really a good base for eyeshadows. It dries down super dry, so there's nothing for the shadows to stick onto. Then I'm going in with the NYX SFX cream paint in the color purple, and I'm starting to contour. I'm just applying the contour everywhere I would normally. This is going to help give a bit more dimension to the face, and I didn't want to use black because that could make things look even more ashy. Purple adds a little bit of richness to the red. Then I'm taking Sugarpill's Butter Cupcake and I am setting all my highlights. Then I'm going in with Love Plus to try to even out that red a little bit more. And I'm also using Poisonplum to go over the contours, mixing it a little bit with the Love Plus so that it's not super intense. And I'm using the Love Plus by itself to just blend everything out and to set my entire face. I'm also setting my eyes with it using a really dense fluffy brush. I'm just packing on the product, making sure my eyelids are super well set because they tend to crease a lot. Then I'm taking the RCMA No Color Powder and I'm setting my entire face with this. Then I'm taking Butter Cupcake on a smaller, denser brush and just packing it on top of the highlights to really set them and make them a lot less ashy, as you can see. Then I'm taking Sugarpill Suburbia and I'm applying that under my eyes to try to brighten up that area a little bit. This is a kind of corally color. I thought the highlights got a little too orange, so I just used this to bring them back a little bit. Then I'm taking Poisonplum and starting to define my crease. And as you can see, I have no brows, so I'm taking that pretty much onto where my brow used to be, and I'm blending it out with Love Plus. Then I'm mixing those two colors again and defining the contours of my nose a little bit more. Also trying to do a little button nose that you guys probably know by now. I always do it. I'm also shading around the corners of my mouth using the Poisonplum and the Love Plus, and under my bottom lip to make it look really pouty. I'm also applying that close to my bottom lash line. I really wanted to find that bottom lash line to give a really dull eye effect. Then I'm taking the Black Moon Cosmetics Orb of Light palette it. And I'm taking this dark red color here and I'm applying it really close to my bottom lash line and deepening the crease even more. I didn't want the eyes to look super purple. I just used the purple to add a bit of depth to the red. Then I'm taking the black and intensifying the eyes even more. I'm using a pencil brush so that I can have a really precise application. And I'm drawing a really defined crease and I'm not applying any eyeshadow to my lids. Then I'm taking the Ico Black Magic Liquid Liner and just doing a big ol' wing. I'm also using it to draw the little star freckles. So the way I did these, yes, I did freehand them, but there's a way of doing it where you first dot out an upside down pentagon and then it's kind of connect the dots. This is probably the hardest part of the makeup, and if you want to use a stencil for this, feel free. I just like to freehand things whenever I can because it's good practice. A lot of people ask me how I get things so symmetrical. It's by practicing. I never cut corners when it comes to drawing things. I always try to get as much practice as possible, so if I have to draw stars, I'm going to freehand them even if it is really hard, but it makes for really good practice. So before drawing these directly on your face, I suggest maybe drawing them on paper until you get the feel of how to freehand them. Then I'm going in with a Colourpop Ultra Matte Lipstick in the color Friday, and I'm going to start filling in my upper lip. The lips have a very specific shape to them, and I tried to be really faithful to the original drawing, so I'm really just following the reference for the shape. It's similar to the lip shape that I usually do, but it's a little bit wider and flatter at the top. It's not as rounded out as I usually do. Then I'm also using that black to outline my bottom lip. I'm not going to be filling in my bottom lip with this. I'm just outlining it, and you can see that the outer corners of the bottom lip are very rounded out. Then I'm going to be filling in the bottom lip with the Colourpop Ultra Matte Lip in Ribbon. But I thought it was a little bit too dark, so then I went in over top with the NYX Liquid Suede in the color Kitten Heels. Now to draw the outer corners of the lip shape a little bit better, I went in with my liquid liner and just perfected those lines. Then going in with the NYX Jumbo Pencil in the color Milk. It is a very intense white pencil and I'm using it to line my waterline. Then I'm going in with the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara, applying a heavy coating of this, really emphasizing the bottom one. So I'm applying more mascara on the bottom than I normally would. Then I'm going in with these NYX Wicked Lashes on the top and bottom lashes. I'm using the shorter ones on the bottom and the longer spiky ones on the top. And you can see this gives a really doll-like effect. Then I put on my wig and my horns because I thought I was done, but turns out I wasn't. I wanted to add a couple more stars, so I went ahead and did that. And then I went in with the black on the outer corner of my lips just to intensify that shading a little bit more. And that's it. Just grab yourself a red lollipop and you'll look super cute. And excuse my non-red hand. I really didn't feel like painting my hand red because red is a really messy color if it gets on anything. So I will be photoshopping it red in photos. But yeah, this is a really cute take on a devil. I know that devils are super common and super overdone, I'd say, but I think that VALFRE's version is really unique and really adorable. This look took me about 2 hours to do, but I took my time with it. Could probably be done faster. I was trying out new techniques, new products that I hadn't tested out previously together, but now that I've done the legwork for you, now you know. Now you can do it faster than I did. Lucy originally has straight hair, but I found this wig on Amazon and I thought it was really, really, really cute. And it was also crazy cheap. So that's kind of the main reason I went with it. I'm going to link it down below if you want to take a look at it yourself. All I did was cut the bangs and brush it out. But yeah, I thought it gave a cuter touch to the look. I don't know. So that's it for today, but don't forget to tune in tomorrow for another Halloween tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!